Hello dear friends, I am Dr. Sharad Binnor from KT College Nashik. Today we are going to study a poem by James Kirkup, that is No Men Are Foreign. This poem is prescribed for optional English paper 1 of first year BA program in Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. Let us begin our session with some information about the author. James Kirkup was a prolific writer. He was a translator, a writer of poetry and travelogues. He wrote several books that include 6 volumes of autobiography, novels, and plays. His first book of poetry, that is The Diamond Seller, was published in 1947. He was the first Gregory Poetry Fellow from 1950 to 1952 at Leeds University, making him the first resident university poet in the United Kingdom. He was known for his contribution to Japanese poetic forms such as haikus and tankas. He was very nostalgic about his childhood. So many of his poems recalled his childhood days in the Northeast. So also he received great critical acclaim. He received the Atlantic Award for Literature from Rockefeller Foundation. He was elected a Fellow of the Royal Society of Literature. He won the Japan's Paine Club Prize for Poetry in 1965. He was awarded the Scott Moncrieff Prize for Translation in 1992. He died in Andorra in May 2009. No Men Are Foreign is all about human beings. It is a simple poem with a noble message. It tells that every human being that lives on this earth are brothers and are same. Moreover, we all have some same kind of body and needs: sun, air, water, clothes to cover us. We all walk the land and feed ourselves with the harvest of this earth. Upon death, people will bury us in this same land. In addition, we all do hard work, sleep and wake up, loves and wants to love in return for others. But we as human beings hate each other, and because of this, we live on by hating and fighting with one another. Further, it is humans who pollute the environment by taking into consideration its bad impact on other people. No men are foreign means that no men belong to another country. The poet wants to say that all men are same, all men are equal. Thus the poet wants to promote the concept of universal brotherhood. All people, all men are same. They eat, live, die the same way. Everyone gets the bounties of nature like sunshine, land, etc. in equal measure. We can say that it is a peace poem. It is against war. It is the poem which tells us about the destructions caused by war. Let us discuss the text of the poem. The first stanza of the poem is: remember, no men are strange, no countries foreign. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Like ours, the land our brothers walk upon is earth like this, in which we all shall lie. The difficult words are given below. You can refer to these difficult words in order to understand the lines. I will just paraphrase it. In the first line, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. So he is attempting to remove the borders from the earth which have been erected to separate different countries. Then only no country will be foreign. We will feel every country as our own land when there will be no borders. Everyone will be free to move around. The poet wants to say that the entire earth is one and all the people who live on this earth belong to one human race. Then he says that inside the uniforms owned by soldiers of different countries, the human being is the same. God has made all of us in a similar way. All breathe in the same way. Then he says that all the soldiers are our brothers. We all walk upon the same Mother Earth, and upon our death shall lie in the grave in the same earth. In the second stanza, he says, they too aware of sun and air and water are fed by peaceful harvest, by war's long winter start. Their hands are ours, and in their lines we read, a labor not different from our own. Here, they refers to those people who belong to other countries. We call them foreigners and discriminate them and fight with them also. The poet says that nature has given all the bounties to all people, also just like he has given to us. Everyone gets sunlight, air and water in equal measure, which means that God does not differentiate between people from different countries. We all do farming during the time of peace when there is no war. We live a relaxed life and eat the things given to us by nature. Further, he adds that the way we starve during wars and winter time is the same for those belonging to other countries. Even they don't get food at that time. So he wants to say that foreigners who belong to another country and we both are same. And then the poet says that even their hands are same as ours. They work very hard just like we do. He is giving all these examples to convey to the reader that there is no difference in us and the people belonging to another country. Remember, they have eyes like ours that wake, or sleep and strength that can be owned by love. In every land is common life that all can recognize and understand. This is third stanza. The poet asks the reader to remember something. He says that we should keep in mind that the people of another country, whom we think to be our enemies, have been bestowed by God with similar appearances like us. God has given them eyes like ours which open when awake and close when we are asleep. Similarly, He has given them strength which we can win through love. Then he says that in every country, in every land, there is one common thing, that is life. Life means all things that are living. And if we can recognize them, and if we can understand their feelings, and realize that they are like us, then there will be no fights or wars between us. In the fourth stanza, the poet says, let us remember, wherever we are told to hate our brothers, it is ourselves that we shall dispossess, betray and condemn. Remember, we who take arms against each other, it is the human earth that we defile. The poet says that we should remember that whenever someone tells us to hate a person from another country, to think him as our enemy, and whenever we think someone to be our enemy, then we deprive ourselves, we cheat ourselves, we condemn ourselves. He says that we should stay away from such negativity. We should not consider anyone to be our enemy. During a war, both the parties must bear the loss. And that is why the poet says that war is not in our favor. It is not in our favor. He says that whenever we pick any weapon against someone, we should remember one thing. We should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, we make the earth dirty, defiled, polluted, because weapons kill people and their bodies which fall on the earth make it polluted or dirty. Our hells of fire and dust outrage the innocence of air that is everywhere our own. Remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. This is the last stanza. We should keep in mind that whenever we pick weapons against any person, we are making the earth dirty. That's what he says in the last stanza. So whenever war happens, it leads to a lot of bloodshed, fire and death. These dead bodies accumulate on the earth and it make it impure. The fire of war which erupts, the smoke which comes out, the dust which fills the air, it is so dirty that it pollutes and outrages the purity of the air. With all these things, the poet wants to give us a message that we should not indulge in war. Finally, he ends the poem by writing the first line in reverse and saying that, remember, no men are foreign and no country is strange. There are a few figures of speech used in this poem. First is alliteration. Alliteration is a close repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of successive words or within words. If it is at the beginning, then it is called initial alliteration, and if it is within words, then it is called internal alliteration. So in two lines we actually come across alliteration. In line number 2, a single body breathes, so the sound b is repeated twice here. Then in line number 10, or sleep and strength, the sound s is repeated twice. Then there is use of metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which two unrelated things are compared without any obvious reference. So we don't have words like as, like, such as. We have such words in simile. So here there are two examples. Beneath all uniforms, a single body breathes. Uniforms here basically stand for militaries that different countries in the world have. These uniforms may be different in color, size, design, shape and culture, but people donning them, wearing them, have the same attitude all over the world. They are same. So comparison of different uniforms is suggested here. Then war's long winter star, that is in line number 6. Here the starvation due to unproductive and harsh winters is compared with the want and hunger faced during war. Both these conditions lead to ultimate destruction. So the starvation due to harsh winter and starvation due to war, both type of starvation is compared here. Another figure of speech used here is repetition. Poet often repeats single word, phrases or lines and sometimes even the whole stanzas at intervals to create a musical effect, to emphasize a point, to draw readers' attention to something, or to lend unity to a piece. In No Men Foreign, the word remember is repeated 5 times to emphasize the serious message of the poem and to draw readers' attention to the serious message. Similarly, the last line of the last stanza, remember, no men are foreign and no country strange. Here it is repeated, but the order is reversed. It is the same as the first line of the first stanza. Remember, no men are strange, no country is foreign. This repetition emphasizes the core message of the oneness of mankind. Hope all of you have understood the use of figure of speech in No Men Are Foreign. Let us discuss the poem again. In the beginning of the poem, the poet says that no men are strange and no country is foreign. So the poet tries to remove all the borders of countries from the earth's surface. only then no country will be foreign according to him. So he says that we will feel that every country has our own land. When there will be no borders, everyone will be free to move around. Moreover, inside the uniform of soldiers from different countries, humans are same because God has made us all similarly. We all breathe in the same way. Then he says that all the soldiers are our brothers, as we all walk the same Mother Earth, and upon death, sorry, we all will be buried in the same earth. Then he says that people of other countries are also like us. We fight with them, we discriminate with them, we call them foreigners. But he says that nature has given all of us plenty, just like God has done to them as well as us. God has given everyone equal air, water, and sunlight, which means God does not differentiate. When there is no war, we all do farming. We live a comfortable life and eat things given by nature. In addition, he points out that during war and winter, we starve. The people of another country also face the same things. So the poet wants to say that we and foreigners of other countries are the same. Further, he says that they have the same hand as ours and they work hard like us. The poet gives all these examples to express the readers that there is no difference between people of for different countries. Poet asks the reader to remember something. He further says that keep in mind that God has bestowed our enemies with a similar appearance to us. Means they are like us. God has given them similar eyes that open and shut like ours. God has also given them strength which we can win through love. And on every land, life is the most common thing. It is same everywhere. Moreover, when we realize that they are like us, then there will be no war. When someone tells us to hate someone of another country and think that them as our enemy, then we do that. When we do that, we deprive, condemn, and cheat ourselves. The poet says that we should stay away from such negativity. During the war, both parties bear losses. This is the reason why people say the war is not in anyone's favor. When we pick any weapon against someone, we should recall one thing, that we are defiling, we are polluting the earth with their blood. As in war, there is fire, death, bloodshed. The dead bodies make the earth impure. The war pollutes the earth and impures the air. Lastly, the poet writes the first line in reverse saying, remember, no men are foreign and no countries are strange. So this is a poem about humanity, universal brotherhood, and it is against war. Hope all of you have understood the poem. Thank you very much for your patient listening.